Hi, everyone. Welcome to IGEL's Life on the Edge podcast. My name is James O'Regan, and I'm a Technical Solutions Architect at IGEL. The reason I started the podcast is I wanted to talk about the hottest topics in EUC and how IGEL and our partners can help with those issues. So to kick us off, I started with Teams optimization. As you know, we're all using unified comms on a daily basis, and it's a feature we're constantly asked about. So this first episode features Toby Brown from Citrix. And we have a discussion around Teams optimization utilizing both Citrix and IGEL. Just to note, since the recording of this episode, Toby has left Citrix and has moved to Microsoft, where he's now a WED Global Black Belt. I really hope you enjoy the episode. Feel free to post any feedback, and thanks very much.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is the IGEL webinar, and today we're featuring Citrix, and I've got Toby Brown from Citrix, and we're going to talk about Microsoft Teams optimization. So I'm going to pass over to Toby, and Toby, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name's Toby Brown. I'm a domain specialist at Citrix. I focus on all areas where Citrix add value on top of Microsoft solutions. So Windows Virtual Desktop, what our value add is there. And today we'll be talking about Teams.
Thanks very much, Toby. So Toby, maybe we start with, obviously with this whole pandemic, we've seen a massive change in, work from home. And I think, we've seen the kind of emphasis around applications such as Teams, etc. And, the importance of optimization. So maybe if you can talk about optimization from a Citrix perspective.
Well, optimization from our perspective is probably covers a few different areas. So the most primary one being obviously virtual desktop optimization, because VDI as a solution is great for securing for remote working, etc. We've seen tremendous sort of growth in that area in terms of obviously the pandemic that we're all facing at the moment. And we've been working for a number of years with Microsoft on how we optimize, unified collaboration tools. And we started with Skype for Business many years ago, and we optimized Skype for Business. But obviously now with Teams having the traction that it's had, especially recently, optimizing that for, to ensure the greatest possible experience for end users is obviously critical. So we have a number of ways of doing it, depending on the scenario. If you're talking to users who are in branch offices with limited bandwidth, we've got a capability, but also again, with virtual desktop, we've got that capability for optimizing it and delivering it, to Windows and Linux endpoints like IGEL, etc.
Excellent. Thanks very much. So as you said, in kind of the virtual desktop world, we've seen it, obviously we want to give the users the best experience they have. And one of the ways we've seen that is around kind of the optimization of Teams in ensuring that, the users have the necessary bandwidth, etc. So do you want to go into a bit more detail about how it looks on the Citrix side in terms of the architecture, etc.?
Yeah, well, let me go through.
Sure.
Let me remember how to present in this thing. In fact, here you go, share screen. Citrix and Teams. That show?
Nope.
Nope. Hit the share button, that might help.
Perfect.
So I'll talk sort of holistically about the strategy that we have. As I said, there's a number of ways that we can address the Teams optimization, but let me address something that we normally get questioned as well, is Workspace and Teams, are they something that compete with each other? Because people look at Teams and think Microsoft want to start your day in Teams and work from there, etc. Whereas Citrix want people to start with them in Citrix Workspace and start the day within there. So we don't see them as competing as such. We see definitely Teams, the clues in the name, I think, in the fact that it's about getting work done together. whereas Citrix Workspace is a tool more for personal productivity. So for how you get your day done and how you get through your day without switching context or switching between multiple applications, etc. And as part of our recent partnership announcement as well, we're working heavily with Microsoft to work out better ways to integrate from a roadmap perspective, how we can integrate Teams and Workspace together for a sort of more holistic solution, and one that sort of doesn't, again, sort of knock the user out of what they're doing at that time as well. So very much we have the solutions we have around about our SD-WAN solution and our Workspace solution. So the things that we can do to help with Teams is really sort of giving that better, sort of adoption time for Microsoft 365. We can use tools like Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktops to roll it out quickly. We can use our new Workspace secure access control to protect it. Ultimately, we want to be able to sort of wrap that layer of security around Teams as well. As again, more of us are working from home, or using more like BYO devices, or use your own device initiatives as well. So anything we can do to help sort of centralize and optimize that will help greatly with adoption of Teams. Now, there's also a number of inflection points as well. So we've had, Windows Server 2008 end of life, Windows 7 end of life, but we've also had end of life of Office products as well. So there's a sort of real tipping point in a lot of organizations now where they are starting to look at refreshing their capabilities, Skype for Business, etc. So real inflection points now within organizations that mean they are looking at adoption of Teams on Windows 10, etc. So lots of opportunity out there. Again, what we can do to help secure it from a holistic point of view is using Citrix Workspace as a way to provide a single pane of entry into your entire workspace, be that Teams switching between Teams, or be that switching to Citrix Workspace, allowing you to deliver Teams and optimize it across all environments, including Windows Virtual Desktop and including VDI, which is something Microsoft don't do natively. And one of the things we can do with Teams as well is, we can actually integrate it directly into Citrix Workspace so that we can use it as a way to send alerts from Teams directly into Workspace and interact directly with Citrix Workspace within Teams, so that you can do things like talk to Citrix Workspace within Teams and ask it things like, do you have, how many days annual leave do I have left? What expense reports do I have? So again, this is part of the sort of revamped relationship we have with Microsoft, and how we can create Teams-centric experiences in Workspace and Workspace-centric experiences within Teams as well. And for customers that are looking to, that have branch offices and are perhaps maybe backhauling Teams traffic through their data center, then that's always, a suboptimal experience. So with Citrix SD-WAN technology in a branch office, you can break that Teams traffic, in fact, all the Office 365 traffic out immediately from the branch office and put it straight onto the closest Office 365 front door, which can help really accelerate things like downloads from Office 365, the Teams experience, etc., while still giving a really secure experience as well. And we can apply granular security policies to Teams as well. So if you centralize and deliver Teams through Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktops technology, you can block things like, do you want USB devices connected to the session? Do you want to turn the clipboard on or off for Teams? Do you want printers from the house from a user's home being connected into Teams? So all of this can be used to just wrap this extra layer of security around Teams that isn't available natively with it. And again, another security solution that we've just brought out is the capability to block keyloggers. So if you protect Teams and you deliver it in a virtual Citrix session, you can defend that user from any potential malicious malware that's running on the endpoint. Now, as we, again, working from home and using our own devices, etc., this could be a key fight in the sort of in the protection against users working from home. And another security tool we've got is adding just a sample watermark into the session. So again, you can protect teams by protecting from people that are just want to maybe take out a camera phone and take a picture of the screen, etc. We'll add a subtle watermark with their username and their IP address into the session as well to protect that user from data exfiltration. Screenshot protection as well. So again, if they weren't using a camera phone but actually tried to take a copy of the screen using screen capture tools, they would just have a blank black area presented back to them. So all these tools can be used to help protect teams in a virtual environment. And within Workspace, we have all manner of tools that we can augment that. We spoke about the watermark, the screen capture, keylogger. We can stop downloads as well. So if you're running Teams in a virtual session and you didn't want users downloading documents from Teams back to your endpoint, we can add all that capability around. So really critical functionality, I think, in terms of people working from home more and more now. But probably the biggest one that we have and we've had for a while now has been our optimization of Teams inside a virtual desktop,
yep.
VDI, or inside a virtual application. So we've just been speaking about how we protect a virtual application. What can we do to, again, optimize it? Because as we know, if we initiate a Teams call within VDI or within a virtualized application, then the CPU, the media, everything is rendered within that session. So again, that collaboration that we've had from Microsoft for a while now meant that when Teams, this feature GA'd in Teams, we were able to support it at launch, but it allows us to initiate the call inside the virtual desktop session, but any of the media processing that happens will happen point to point. So you can see at the bottom. So rather than the CPU of the virtual desktop being used to render and generate the sound and generate the video, that will actually hand it down a virtual channel that exists in our product to the endpoint that you're working from and will be processed locally there, which means you get better scalability of your virtual desktops and users get better performance because that call is initiated on the endpoint and the media is processed there. So it takes the load off of the virtual desktop and puts that load onto the endpoint as well.
Yeah, and you know, we collaborate on these kind of things between ourselves, like, you know, and IGEL devices are perfect for that kind of offloading capability that you're speaking about there. And you know, we've seen a lot of interest from our customers who are using Citrix, you know, VDI, and then they're using, you know, either they're using our hardware thin clients or using the software on repurposed PCs to do the offloading. So yeah.
Yeah, I think IGEL were one of the first to offer it when we brought out the Linux APIs and the Linux Workspace app that you need to be able to do it. I think IGEL were one of the
I think we've, due to the relationship we have, you know, we've been working very closely from a development standpoint, and you know, you mentioned the app protection, and you know, I think we've been working to that'll be coming in an upcoming release of our OS as well. So as you know, we keep developing our Citrix Workspace app within Linux in collaboration with yourself. So you know, all the features that are on the Citrix side are, you know, we are able to pass them on to the customers that are utilizing IGEL.
Great. Yeah, and I think just, you know, we have a number of resources for your partners out there, James, that you can go to. We've got a lot of playbooks about our security, a lot of ways to sort of take that Microsoft messaging to customers, videos and white papers, etc. And a joint demo environment now. So as part of our recent refreshed alliance with Microsoft, we now got a joint demo environment that partners can use to gain access to a demo environment that's got the Teams optimization in it. It's got Windows Virtual Desktop. It's got our secure SaaS story, so how we protect Office 365 applications. This is a great resource now for partners to be able to use, to be able to take that Citrix and Microsoft story forward, integrate it with your IGEL solution as well, and you've got a fantastic zero trust workspace that you can use to demo to your customers.
Excellent. Yeah, that's been a good overview, and you know, as you said, you've highlighted what we have. I just want to share a slide here myself. So where's it go? It's just what we were talking about. You know, from an optimization perspective on our side. So it's a very simple to enable the optimization on an IGEL endpoint. And you simply, you know, from within our UMS, you go into the unified communications, and then under VDI solutions, and it's a tick box. And then, you know, once you have it configured on the Citrix side, and then you have that enabled on the IGEL side, you've got perfect MS Teams optimization. So it just shows the, you know, how we are constantly collaborating as IGEL and Citrix.
Yeah, and you've got this guide for business optimization as well. So for customers that are at those inflection points that I listed earlier on,
yeah,
you know, that are looking for ways to seamlessly migrate, then you can obviously support them both as well. So
exactly, yeah, exactly. We have the support for both of them until obviously, you know, we've seen the progress with Teams, and that will increase. Well, so thank you very much for your time, Toby.
Okay, short, sharp, and snappy.
that was very good. So
in the demo here, we're showing Teams, which is optimized on the Citrix side and also the IGEL side. So we go into About version. You can see it shows Citrix HDX optimized. So we know it's good on the Citrix side. We now launch a meeting. Just launching a session. Get a preview of our video. Change the session title. Launch the meeting. So we've gone from the preview of the video now to the full video. So then we launch the tray icon, the share tray. Then we can show a PowerPoint presentation. We leave that running. We switch to our local endpoint. We launch a local terminal. Log in as root. Use the top command. And we're looking for a HDX RTC engine running, and that shows Teams optimized on IGEL.